All right, we're recording. Okay, so what did you guys think about the TED Talk?
I loved it.
I actually enjoyed it too. Um, she talked about social sensitivity a lot,
hmm
creativity, and how.
Um, that seeing the mind through the eyes test got brought up again. Or
Oh
did
yeah,
I?
from Unit
Oh
4.
yeah,
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 yeah.
you did.
Did you guys ever get a chance to take the test on the link I sent?
I
No, I
didn't. Yeah, I forgot
forgot to
about it.
copy and paste it, and then I closed the thing down, and then I don't know where it
Well, if you guys are still interested, I'll find the link again and send it in like a text message.
went. Okay, perfect.
Okay,
That'd be good.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm interested in doing that.
Okay.
cool.
So she says that competition is like death to teams, but there has to be some friendly competition because, that like I think motivates people to do well and generate more ideas and stuff. So what do you guys think on where the line should be crossed? Like it's like there's like too little is not good, but then too much is not good either. So what are your guys'
Yeah,
thoughts on that?
yeah. I know we touched on it. I think last unit, but it's definitely needed because it helps to just push the team and it helps with innovation. It really just comes down to the personalities of the team members. If the team members can handle it and don't compare, I think Eden, I think you brought that point up. Like some people may check out if they compare themselves to everyone else, and then they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel they measure up. Then some people may check out. So I mean, you got to watch out for that because then that throws a wrench into the
Yeah.
team dynamic. Yeah.
I feel like she kind of touched on it, not exactly in this sense about competition, but in her talk, she talked about making sure that everyone is on the same page before you move forward. And as long as you set up the rules and the boundaries of the competition beforehand and everyone agrees to them, then that there's no way for them to change their mind later and say, well, I never said that was okay because you agreed beforehand. So that like
Yeah,
lays a foundation for that.
that's true.
Good deal, good deal.
All right.
Mm. Yeah, that she basically kind of summarized the article that we had to read in Unit 4 about social sensitivity and then dedicating equal time and how teams should have more women in there. And then the reading the minds. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the same study.
The only thing that I think was different that really stood out to me though was that Swedish term she mentioned. I can't remember what it was. It was like fisk or something that meant um, like it just highlighted the importance of socializing within a team and like social capital and why it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember what that word was, and I literally was just watching the video a second ago. But
Was
I
that
really,
the time where she was like, "Oh, a certain company like did a vegetable garden"?
yeah, it was right before, like literally
Oh,
the sentence before the vegetable garden.
Okay.
something. Yeah, it was. It sounded like an acronym, but I don't remember what it was.
What it was, yeah. Alrighty.
Cool.
Anything else
Well,
video related? No.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm so jealous right now, Eden. I hate you
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
in a good way, but I hate
It's
you. Your
sockeye
breakfast looked
salmon
so good.
from the Atlantic with eggs Benedict on English muffins.
Oh wow.
I've only made you guys hungry this entire semester. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I know, between ice cream and
Right.
French fries.
I was eating French fries.
No, potato. You said you love
The potato
potato.
chips. Oh
Potatoes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the potato chips that I also demanded once.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can't forget about that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, in addition to that video, we also had to read up on teamwork and
Yeah.
rewarding teamwork
Mm-hmm.
and managing teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead, James.
Yeah. Appendix 1. I know it was kind of touching on paying individuals in a team situation, can like trying to find that balance sometimes because people have different roles in the team sometimes. So sometimes a person may have more compensation than the other team members, and then that may cause some issues with the other team members if they feel they're not being compensated the same way. But somebody may have to take on more of a workload than the other individual, so it can definitely turn into a messy situation if not handled carefully.
Agreed, makes sense. So it's speaking on pay, there's several different types that the textbook shares with us. At my workplace, we use 3, and corporate does incentive pay, and then recognition, and then profit sharing. The profit sharing is really nice too, because at the end of the year, depending on how much we made, like the fiscal year, they take a percent and give it to everybody, which is nice. And then, of course, in addition to that, if you get a good performance rating, you get an increase in pay, so incentive. And then recognition is nice too. If we make our monthly sales goal, everybody in the store bonuses.
Ooh, that's nice.
So not just the management team, but it goes down to our stock associates, our cashiers, our sales team, everybody. So it's kind of nice that it's more like everyone versus the management team or the senior executives X, Y, and Z.
Right.
I was gonna ask, what was it like at your guys' workplace when it comes to like rewarding? And
at Starbucks we have the same 3 that you just mentioned. We have recognition pay once a quarter, and within the stores you get to vote for partner of the quarter, and that person gets not only a pin and a certificate recognizing the work that they've done to contribute within the store, but they also get a bonus of, I think it's like $70 or something. So it's not the biggest bonus, but it's a bonus. And then store managers get the incentive pay for reaching their goals and growing sales from this quarter, like as compared to last year at the same time. So they get all sorts of bonuses for things like that. And then we're also granted stock, like in the company, and that's just regardless of your standing. Once you reach 6 months within the company and you're eligible for benefits, you're just granted stock every year.
That's so cool.
It's super nice.
Yeah.
And it's preferred stock too. So it's not just like whatever. It's like
the
good stuff.
Yeah, no, that's all good stuff. So for one of the companies that I own, I actually do profit sharing with the individuals that I pulled together in the beginning to kind of bring different skill sets to the organization. So all of those people who were willing to take the risk with me, I gave all of those guys profit sharing dividends on any advertising money or any revenue in the profit zone outside of what they make, from just collaborating on projects with me. They also get a bonus on the back end of an incentive, more so of a profit sharing. And it's pretty much determined by I tried to do it pretty equally where everybody kind of got the same percentage, but a couple of my partners got a few more percentage points than others did. But I know that definitely helps when you don't, if you don't want to spend out a lot of capital in the front, people will take equity on the back end, and it works out pretty good.
Cool. So how do you determine which partners get a little bit more? Like, what is it based on?
It was based on so the three partners that I have who get a bit more are the ones who kind of help with the whole innovation and the whole process of actually putting the organization together.
Okay,
And then
cool.
those are like the core partners, and then from there, everybody else we recruited, they got a smaller percentage of equity on the back end. It's pretty much how we work that formula.
Seems good. Seems
Yeah.
like a
Seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it's too early. What word should I use?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the multiculturalness in us, Belinda. First gen comp.
Right. All right.
All right. Moving forward.
Anything else on rewarding teamwork, or you guys want to mention?
I just think that I know, especially in the general workforce, that there was a stat. I think it was 61% of employees said that compensation was their biggest, or it was the biggest factor in them choosing to work for a company. How much they would be paid, and I know a lot of people do make decisions just based solely on the financial aspect. And that can work sometimes, but sometimes, after a while, the paycheck can get old if you're not happy in the position that you're in. So, sometimes it's not all about the money.
Right.
Great.
And I think that was pretty much that for me. Yeah. Anything else for pay? No?
No, I think we got it.
All right. So moving along.
All right. The next one's on managing meetings.
Mm-hmm. And we did a lot of that this course.
Oh, yes. In addition to our regular meetings, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
I definitely enjoyed it. It's something different. I've always had conference calls from East Coast partners and corporate and everything like that, but never like video conferencing. So it was the first time for me, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I've seen it happening. My mom she telecommutes to work. Her office is in Phoenix, and my parents live in Yuma. So it's good, like 2.5 hours, and my mom just like video conferences in, or she'll phone conference. And so that's like, it's something that I've just like casually walked in on and like happening around me. But being involved in it, like now I understand like that.
What do you guys think was potentially our biggest struggle?
Yeah, scheduling pretty much. We had three different time zones.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We were spread out.
Yeah, just the 3 different time zones, and then everybody has a different schedule. Yeah, work schedule. It's one thing if we're all in the same company, but just in different areas. Then we can make it a priority because we all work for the same company, but everybody is doing their own thing,
right?
Trying to take that into account on top of the time zones. It can be a bit tough. Yeah, but we made it for the most part.
Yeah,
we're here. It's the last one. So
yay! It's like bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's like the class is almost done. Can't wait. Yeah. But then it's like, oh, I don't get to see your faces anymore.
Yeah. So for Appendix 2, the first thing that I kind of thought was interesting, it was saying that CEOs spend about 18 hours of a 55-hour week in meetings. And I think that's about right. As as a leader, you're involved in a lot of meetings. Like that's the bulk of what you're doing, and because you're shaping the landscape for what's going on, and then you got to be plugged in and kind of have a finger on the pulse of all these different departments and
Yep.
things of that nature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to switch my video off temporarily and start heading down, and I'll be listening in.
All right. Sounds good.
To build on what James had just said, this Monday, well, every Monday in Starbucks, the store managers have a conference call with our district manager, and they'll like touch on what's changing, what's coming in the next couple of weeks, what's coming in the next like season and whatnot. And so I called in just to observe, and they've said, like, with my position where I am right now, if that's something that I'm interested in, like, go ahead, because I'll be doing it soon enough.
Right.
And
good practice.
yeah, so I called it on Monday, and I was listening in, and it's just so interesting because it's like an hour of everyone's time, and it's the good thing is that it's not like scheduled on like anyone's off day, so everyone is at work, everyone is already like in that mode. Sorry, I'm like half asleep still.
It's okay. Join the club. We're all on the
Right.
same page.
Absolutely.
But they're just like having to dedicate this time from their day where they could be doing any other task to, you know, make sure their store's managing or functioning properly, and make sure that everything is the way that it should be. And like they have to take an hour to sit there and go through updates that are available for us on the computer, which I thought was a little strange, but you know, it's good because it holds them accountable, and it's like, you know, we can trust that you're going to read this, or we can just make sure that everyone's on the same page and that there's no misunderstandings on the communication that corporate's giving us. And it's like, oh, so they really do have to go through this. So, but it's, and then there's like another meeting this week. I didn't get to go to that one though, but that was like an in-person meeting. And I'm just like, well, now that I'm getting like closer to actually doing that, I'm noticing how many more meetings there are and how often it really happens, especially like being in a bigger area, because in Yuma, we're lucky if our DM would come down to visit once a quarter because it's far. And here, our DM lives like 30 minutes away, so he's there all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of meetings. I think it's just making sure that, you know, sometimes there seems like things that companies have meetings just to have meetings. So you definitely always just want to make sure there's a and that the meeting is productive. Because as you said, it takes a lot logistically to make those meetings happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Meetings are interesting because I feel like I want to say at least half the ones I go to, especially conference call meetings, are unfortunately a waste of time because they'll roll out a new customer service method and literally they'll send out like the materials to every store and be like, okay, read up on this. And then when we jump on the conference call, they're literally reading the PowerPoint page per page and that's it. And I'm like, what are we doing? You know, there's not even discussion. Yes, they'll be like, oh, any questions at the end? But like, it was like 45 minutes of somebody from corporate reading a PowerPoint that had the words written on it. So
yeah.
That's,
like,
I hate
when you go to a presentation and they do that and they just put the PowerPoint up and then you just read the PowerPoint word for word, and like that, you could have just sent the PowerPoint.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so meetings, yay.
Right.
Let's see. I like how one of the tips is like do your homework. No, be on time. Don't be late. Be prepared. Know your stuff. And then my favorite, like absolute favorite, is use humor. Like, I think
Oh yeah,
I
you have
think we
to.
definitely nailed that in this virtual meeting that we do.
Oh, yeah.
But I think
Oh, yeah.
between
I,
all of us, we've done something. But
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I really like the be prepared bit because you'd think it's common sense to prepare for a meeting, but as my mom's friend likes to say, common sense is a superpower because not everyone has it. And there's some people that are trying to host meetings or like lead meetings, and they don't even have their supplies ready. They don't have the PowerPoint. They didn't take the time to make sure that the PowerPoint they have on their laptop would be compatible with the system that they're going to be presenting with. And it's just like irking, I
yeah,
guess. And I just don't understand. Like, how do you expect to be a well put together leader if you're not prepared? And how do you expect us
Right.
to learn from these experiences where you're just winging it?
exactly. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
agree.
If I'm not prepared or if I don't have the necessary materials to talk, even though I'm not in a meeting, I like get nervous. I get antsy. Like, so I don't understand why people can't be like, oh, even like a couple minutes beforehand, be like, oh, this is what we're going through and blah, 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 blah. So it's not like, welcome to my meeting and that's it.
Yeah, that's one of the things stress for some.
Do we still have you, James? You kind of broke out a little bit.
Uh-oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I was just talking about that was one of the things that the appendix talked about was meetings triggering stress, and I think, like you just said, Belinda, it's all about preparation, um, and it's also important, and we've touched on this several times. Just for everybody to kind of know their role in the meeting and be able to have a voice in the meeting, so they don't feel left out of what's going on.
Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Anything else you guys would like to share on anything at all, even if we missed it? Video, both reading assignments.
I think that's pretty much good.
All right. Okay. So should I pause it and then restart it for the assignment or case study just in case?
I guess, yeah.
Or
Is it supposed to be separate?
um
I don't think this one has to be separate, and since there's
okay.
only us,
Okay.
it would probably just be more time efficient to keep going.
Okay. All right. So we're supposed to come up with 20 ideas that everybody in the team can do to alleviate the burp problem, which is I'm guessing, an underperforming team member in that case study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's brainstorm. I personally cannot think of 20 things on my own, so that's why we're here.
No. Yeah. No, I would just say one of the first things is which we kind of put in place with our group is kind of have a group intervention where you just try to say, hey, we notice you're having some issues. Anything we can do to support you? Need to talk to somebody? Any of those type of things?
Mm-hmm. Definitely, like having a group discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree. We can always just eliminate the person from the group if possible. That's the easiest. Say, hey, you're not pulling weight, you gotta go. That's a little bit more on the harsh.
Right.
Definitely. But sometimes that works.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking maybe if like the popular smart guy and Sue almost kind of like negative Nancy convinces the average guy, I can't remember his name, but whatever the average guy is, to talk to Bert, like have a heart to heart one-on-one with him to get to know him better, because you know, based on the description, he's, you know, he has to work a lot, he's surviving on loans, like, you know, what's going on with his life that might be affecting his grade in this current class. It's his second time taking it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe something like that could happen, because I feel like if that comes from like the super popular, smart, like go-getter, that might come off in a wrong. Yeah, that's a good word for it. So maybe that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, guys, we did 3. Okay, we need to do 17 more. Sorry. I feel like our team specifically comes up with good ideas, and they are, in my opinion, the best ideas. So
we all have a very similar mindset. That's
exactly. I think that's a good way to put it.
Good way to put it. Oh,
yes.
We can always just complete the work and just go ahead and just say, hey, this person is not contributing. You know, it's about our grades. Let's get it done. I guess we can always make the person in charge which would be the professor in this case. Let them know, but we just say, hey, we're just gonna knock this out so we can get past this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So kind of what they were doing, like doing the work and like covering his part per se.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Another one would be similar to that, but leaving it partially incomplete. I know the paper said that they don't have to be the best ideas, so that would not be the best idea because it would affect everyone else's overall grade, but they're leaving like a clear point, like, hey, he was supposed to do this and he didn't. So
right.
This is not
no, absolutely.
They can always reach out to the instructor and saying, hey, are you guys going to grade this as a, like 2 times, like Dr. Chanley's doing, like, hey, this is your grade as a team and this is a grade as an individual. So maybe somebody can email their professor and be like, ta-da. Okay, that's something.
Yeah.
That's 5.
Yay!
Oh
my God. Okay.
We could, just to throw something out there, we can request a new team member.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
6.
Good idea. Good idea.
We could choose to be a overall underperforming team and just not do the work because this person's not cooperating.
That's true. That's an option.
Not ideal, but it works.
It's an option. It's an idea. There's 7.
Oh, okay. So speaking of not so great ideas, how about bribery?
Oh, yeah. There we go. Now we're getting
bribe him to do it or bribe the professor to grade us easier.
That could count as 2 ideas.
Let's go.
That's I think that would be incentive pay.
Yes. Oh, good job,
performance. That's performance based.
Yes.
Great job on tying in the meeting.
That's awesome, James.
What else could we do? We could do some threatening.
I was about to.
Definitely do some threatening. Gotta make it point across.
Mhm. Another poor choice of ideas, but hey, it's an
Yes.
idea.
Oh my gosh.
There, guys. let's get a little more positive again.
Yeah, let's flip the coin here.
Think of some positive reinforcement. Verbal praise
Yes.
Verbal
for
praise.
your work.
Yeah.
Verbal praise.
Recognition.
Yep.
We could start a sticker chart system for Bert. So whenever he actually does his work, hey, you earned a sticker today. Good job, buddy.
Yeah. That is a possibility.
What if, how about if we come up with a system, like almost kind of like 3 strikes and you're out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we're going to give you multiple chances. These are our expectations. We hope you rise to the occasion. If not, peace out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ultimatums. Yes.
From the first time we see him underperforming, we could then create a team charter.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, if the specific group did that in the beginning, this wouldn't happen. But
So it's helping them, you know, in hindsight.
for the future, that this.
For the remainder of the course, we're gonna hold to these standards.
All right.
5 more, guys. We can do it.
I honestly have lost count, so I'm sorry. Thank you for keeping track, Eden.
You're welcome.
What else could we do?
Well, the only thing that I don't like about the scenario is that they didn't give us that much information. So maybe we could assume Bert's not present at the meetings, like the one that they were waiting on him, because no one coordinated with him and it's all out of his availability.
Yeah.
So better coordination.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
I would throw in communication, adaptability, and being flexible too, just because.
Are those all different?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm going to say yes.
Well, because, you know, it's like, how is it fair when, you know, everybody is okay with this time, but one person isn't? So we should come up with a different time. And then if at least another one, and if they can't make that, then, well, they can't make that. So.
Yeah. We can ask Bert if he just didn't like us as teammates. just didn't like everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That would suck, but hey, it's legit.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if somebody's like, I don't want to be your teammate because I don't like your face, or
yeah. Well, it's very important.
Or I don't like you. I don't like you, so I'm not going to do my work because I don't like you.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen, though.
No, yeah.
In high school, there was always teams that, you know, didn't do as well as you knew they were capable of doing because this person didn't like that person.
Yeah.
So they just didn't want to pull their weight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It does happen.
It does, though. I think it still happens.
In the adult world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's not exactly like that. It's more like almost like backstabby, like undertone.
Oh, you're also going for the same promotion I'm going for, so therefore it's not going to help me.
All right. Okay. So high five to us on brainstorming.
Yes.
Yay.
Absolutely.
So hopefully when I upload this, Matt can come up with something different,
Mhm.
and Allie too. So,
Yeah.
all right.
I think there's another thing we were supposed to come up with as well.
Yes. I think we're going to cut out soon, but now we have to discuss in the perspective of the instructor. So, yeah. Right? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. If we disconnect, we can just log in with the same.
Well, we have two more actually. One, what recommendation are we going to make to the professor about Bert? And then the last one is making the decision as the professor.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, out of all of our brainstorming, what is my favorite one is not the best strategy. I'm not gonna lie, but
Him. Was that it?
So, which one should we go with?
I think bribery.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's what else.
Yeah. Wait, hold up. I think it has to be civil yet